Welcome to the BDF Show. We talk about various things like Disney, Universal, both theme parks and entertainment.
Here's BDF. Here's BDF. Here's BDF. Here's BDF.
Good evening. Welcome to the BDF Show. My guest is Bloom N Cheeza.
Hello.
Well, we'll
Hello,
be talking
everyone.
about Disney and stuff and Universal. Yeah, let's see.
Okay, so I can maybe do it from doing this. Since you started, I'm going to try to also. Okay. Is there a way?
Oh, you would have to be in the YouTube channel part.
Oh, yeah. I'm just making sure there wasn't a way to do it from my side. I just haven't used this program before, so it doesn't hurt searching around.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we got one watching now. Yeah, let's see.
I can go over here and go to.
Take a look at this.
That's cool. DeLorean. Is that a 1/8 replica? That's cool.
It's 24 times smaller than the actual one.
Okay.
And
It's a 24 replica. Okay.
yeah, this is from the part 2, and Going Doors. Now watch this with a flux band. They light
That's
up.
cool. It lights up. That's very cool. Okay.
And then I got 2 other DeLorean time machines. Hey, David Strand.
Yeah. Keith Richards. Yeah.
Dave,
YouTube.
hey Dave, I was going to ask you. You want to be on my birthday show on Wednesday, June 10th? It'll be at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. Just type in either yes or no.
He might have. I thought he had an Instagram. I remember talking to him at one time on Instagram, I thought. Dave Stragan, yeah.
Yeah. So,
He might. I just don't remember what it is very well.
right. But
Yeah, it showed. I like this because at least this one, it shows what the chat is. You just can't chat.
right.
Yeah, that's fine because I can still go over to
But
YouTube.
on my end, I can chat. Just like
Yeah.
the StreamYard.
So I might consider trying to switch over to EVMux, see if I can work with it better with my computer. It worked pretty good.
you can have up to 11 guests with you at the same time.
That will be really cool. That's what I'm looking towards if I am going to do it.
Yeah,
Some
but
kind
then
of big party or something.
even though that would be part of the free, there's other stuff that's part of the free package. But if you pay, the powered by EV Mux will be taken off.
Okay.
So you can actually put your own logo, and
Yeah.
also be able to have
Well, that's all of the companies that do that
and
anyway.
then you can have your overlay backgrounds where it won't have EV Mux on it.
Yeah. It's the same way with all the other big ones. Prism does
Right.
that. StreamYard does that. I noticed StreamYard, you can chat though. That's the biggest difference.
Yeah.
You can chat if you're a guest.
Right. So, but
Yeah, it
there
keeps
is a
putting-
way there's a way in OBS that you can if you have the right plug-in in, you can click on some person's chat and it would show up like this.
Okay.
And uh, I think Prism's trying to get more comparable to OBS probably.
Okay.
And then
I know Prism it's okay to stream to like stream from home with because you're at the computer and all that. But I still think that it has a better platform for online for your cell phone walking around
like on on location.
on location. It works a little bit better than anything I've had, even
Right.
StreamYard for that one. So
Right.
yeah. Um, StreamYard cuts in and out whenever you have Wi-Fi,
Yeah.
but Prism seems to hold it better. It seems like
Right.
it doesn't take up as much Wi-Fi. It's less Wi-Fi to use.
Dave, I only have 3 models. One for the part 1 that has the hook that Doc 1955 Doc made to send Marty back to 1985. Then part 2, which is this hover conversion. Let me.
Yeah, the hover car version.
That also has a Mr. Fusion, and then one from part 3 that has it doesn't hover, but it has a Mr. Fusion on it, and the 50s white wall tires, and the larger circuit
Yeah,
time circuit.
I was eyeing and I was thinking about going with because Lionel Trains does have the train they used in the third movie as a train you can get in a set.
Oh, that's
The fourth movie, the last movie.
the third movie. There's only
Yeah, the
3
third
movies.
movie, and it was on that
No,
train,
no,
and then those two came back. Yeah,
The one that pushes the DeLorean up to 88 miles per hour. Well,
yeah.
that one is
Lionel Trains makes the replica of that.
well, I'll tell you what it is. It's a 1891 Rogers 460 steam locomotive, and before it made an appearance as locomotive number 131 in Back to the Future Part 3, back in
Yep.
the 60s, it was a Hooterville Cannonball.
Yep, and they make the one that has the flux capacitors on the side of it, so it can
And
travel.
there's one down at Universal Studios, Florida, Doc
Yep.
Brown's time travel locomotive.
Yep. Which I like that actor. He's the Doc. I like him a lot. He's been almost every movie that he does pretty well, I would say.
Yeah, anybody can dress up as Doc Brown. Um, whether um,
He's been
from
in a
part
few
one
other
or
movies too, and I like every single one of them. You know.
yeah, yeah. They got outfits of Doc Brown on Amazon. You can buy to dress up like either Doc from part one or Doc from part three or
Yeah.
even Doc from part two.
Yeah.
Let's see, and yeah, me and my cousin, when I go down there to visit her, we're planning on going to Disney World and Universal, probably all three Universal parks that has Harry Potter.
Yes. Yeah,
And
that'll be cool to see Epic Universe. You know, why
yeah,
not? Something new and different. You're talking about next year?
yeah, next February, from
Mm.
February 9th to the 23rd. Well, I'll be flying down there on the 9th. Those are Tuesday's date. It's 2 weeks.
Well, nothing. Well, I think isn't Animal Kingdom going to be close to getting finished by then? The Indiana Jones new area. I thought you might have a new
Oh,
thing in Disney World by then.
right. It's supposed to be
The
over
new
by
land. Yeah.
It'll be over by the Encanto,
Yes.
formerly known as Dino Land.
Yeah. They took out the dino. They scrapped the whole thing, and they're keeping the building for dinosaur, but you can't get to it because they're reimagining the inside too. So
Right. And
it's going to be Indiana Jones and Kanto with theming of South America for both.
Dave just asked us if either of you have questions about DeLoreans. Please feel free to ask.
Oh,
Um,
very cool.
what's the fastest speed on the DeLorean?
Well,
I know it's
it's
not
one of
95.
those
I
strange cars.
know it's not
I
95. It's
know that the top speed that it shows for a lot of older DeLoreans is 66. It goes faster than 66 in its speed, but the fastest it shows is 66. It goes over the speed
yeah.
ranger, I guess you could call it. The noodle. I don't know about the later versions. They could have made it a higher speed. There you go. Yeah, 138. They made it higher for the older, newer versions.
Yeah. Lamborghinis, they even though they have 12 cylinders, um, they only make it where you can only use 11 cylinders, so that
Yep.
you don't go over 200 miles per hour.
That is only if you take it out of a lot. A lot of them, especially the new age ones, have a sport mode. If you take it out of regular mode and put it into sport mode, you might be able to use a 12th cylinder. You can still use it, but you have to be on a track to use it and not a
Yeah.
street. You cannot be on streets. You have to be on a racetrack.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, the old DeLoreans were rear body engines.
Nope. Those were all front.
The old ones. This one here, like Doc had, the front end's a trunk.
Yep.
This model is a trunk, the DMC 12.
Okay.
the front end's a trunk, and the engine is right underneath where Mr. Fusion is, or where the plutonium chamber was at.
Oh, that's interesting what Dave is saying over there.
Okay.
DeLorean's hard rear engine. Okay. He said one after that, yeah. Recently.
Yeah. You can tell. You can tell when a engine. You can tell when an engine is air cooled or water cooled. The air cooled one's going to be louder than the water cooled.
Mm-hmm. Do you know the main or one of the big reasons why they put engines in the back?
Not really.
Weight placement. It's easier to turn and skid if you have the engine in the back because it has more weight in it.
Oh, okay.
Now, if you do it the front, the back kind of swivels, not as controlled, if you know what I mean.
Right. Some
Yeah.
guy. Some guy I think bought the DeLorean company and just only for parts.
Oh. Yeah.
Okay, the DeLoreans are water cooled.
Yep. Well.
Oh, okay. Long ways.
Yep.
The pipes and hoses runs underneath the cabin.
Yep. That would be interesting, That is an interesting car.
Yeah. With the gull wing doors, the gull wing doors use less space in a parking space than the traditional swing out doors.
Yeah, they do. They use less space, which is really cool. I even seen some. What is that? The ones I like the most. They're not gull wing, but they're not regular. They kind of pop out a little bit, then they go up.
Right
So that
up,
would
yeah.
be
I think
contact.
that's a.
I
I think
like
that's
the
a Lamborghini.
contact
I think
doors.
that's a Lamborghini. I think Lamborghini makes those.
Lamborghini Countach has some of those. Yeah. Yep. Also, another one for gull wings really popular is Tesla, which still is around and still uses the gull wing. Yeah, scissor doors. Yep, I like that.
Scissor
I like the
doors,
scissor
yeah.
doors the most. Yeah, yeah. Well, he's active in the chat at least. We're
Yeah.
we're connecting with him.
Yeah.
So the biggest thing I wanted to talk about a little bit today is Women's History. Because today is officially Women's History Day. Officially is the 8th of this month, and so Disney had a lot of history behind women history, which was the Eaton Ink and Paint Club. Originally started with 6 women and 4 men. It did get a little bit more men. It had more men afterwards, but it did start with more women than men, which is kind of interesting. And one of them was my aunt's best friend, Mary Blair. So I did get to meet her towards the end of her life. She was pretty old when I got to meet her before she passed on. So I think I was roughly about 4 years old when she passed, Mary Blair, which is the iconic seamstress / art director for a bunch of movies. One of them being "It's a Small World for All the Seamstresses." That was her.
And okay.
Yeah. Yes, I got to. I don't remember meeting her that well. My mom and dad say that I got to meet her. I was 4 years old. That's a little young to remember who you meet. But I do kind of remember her in the way she always dressed when she was older. I got to meet her like 2 to 3 times at the most.
A
So
baby's brain don't start um, recording memory until they're 3.
yeah. For me, it's hard to remember that far back. The cutoff for me seems to be about 7, but still, yeah.
When it came with me, it was like about 6 years that I can remember, because 6 years of age, because I can remember the names of my first grade teacher, my second grade teacher,
Oh,
all the
I
way to
can't.
my sixth grade.
Nothing. I have no memory of, and I cannot remember very much, except for maybe high school, if I really thought about it, what all my teachers' names were.
And I remember when
I'm not
I
that good
remember
with names.
I remember when I was in second grade, my second grade class, we took a field trip. We got to ride one of the last Santa Fe Super Chiefs from Topeka to Lawrence for, I think, either 25 cents or 50 cents.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it was kind of neat to ride a full scale train.
Yeah. You can be on a few full scale trains. One, and you can still do it to this day because it's still there. But they have like a roundabout, and it becomes like a experience because like pirates try to take it over. But it's one of those train rides, and it's in Dollywood. Has a full
Dolly,
scale replica steam train.
right.
It's not a replica. It's a full scale steam train. They moved it from when it got discontinued, and they still do maintenance up on it every single year,
Yeah,
which is kind of neat.
that train I mentioned, that was a Hooterville Cannonball. That was in Back to the Future Part 3. Um,
Yes.
the the 460 means the wheel types of the number of wheels on the train. There's four small wheels in the front, 6 large drive wheels on the back. That's 3 on each side, and then no wheels after that, except for on the tender. And that locomotive is Sierra Pacific. Sierra Pacific, I think Sierra Pacific or Sierra Mountain um, locomotive number 3. What happened?
I'm still here.
Okay.
I was looking up some information on the internet about. I was trying to figure out what train that they showed in Marceline that was devoted to Walt Disney. At one time, they did devote a train to Walt Disney.
You know, when Walt Disney moved in 1923 from Kansas City, Missouri to L.A.,
Marceline.
he rode the Atchison, Topeka, and Santa Fe passenger train, which it had to go through my hometown. And
Very cool.
it had to go down through Oklahoma, New Mexico, Arizona, and all the way over to L.A.
And that train itself, Walt Disney himself got to work uh, for the train company, and he was a one of those people that hands out like the flyers, like the paper that you would see beside the train. And he was a young boy that it was his second job ever, and that's what he did was he handed out pamphlets for the train
Yeah,
to everyone that passed
at his home in
in Marceline.
L.A. At his home in L.A., he had uh, um, a train set that he could ride on,
Yes,
going
I
around,
have photos of that. That's really
going
cool.
around, going around Lily's and Sharon's playhouse.
Yes, it
And,
did. It
and
also
there,
went. Also went under Mrs. Disney's flower garden. He had a tunnel built that would go underneath of the garden, so he didn't have to go through it.
Lillian's,
Yeah, Lillian's garden. Yeah,
yeah,
and
yeah,
the famous photo is him ducking and getting through that tunnel that he made with a bunch of kids behind him. And there's a photo out there somewhere of him
yeah.
with that.
Diane and Sharon's playhouse had running water and
Yep.
electricity,
He went all out, but still, yeah.
and they had their own mailbox.
Yes, they did, and they got mail sometimes from other people, but usually the mail that they got was from Walt Disney himself, their dad.
Yeah,
And he would act like that it's different people that he's writing from.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and well, now I'm like going to going on my trip again. I'm I want to try school bread and I want to try dough whip.
I agree with you on that. I love school bread. Um,
It's a dessert.
it is a dessert. Now, if you want a really good like garlic bread, the I believe it's called garlic bread. That's in Disney. Let me think. Where is that at? Magic Kingdom. It's very good, and they have kebabs that are inside of it. If you want to, you can buy it with kebabs that are in the center of the bread. Meat
Right.
kebabs.
You
Yeah.
can a person can always find out when they go by a guest service.
Yep.
They know where to get like Dole Whip and school bread and all that because they
So
got guest
talk
services
about
in parks.
that locomotive I was talking about. It's in Marceline, and it's at like right next to the Walt Disney History Museum. It's in Marceline. It's not Walt Disney City Museum. His hometown museum is what they call it. It's
Yeah,
right next to it. It's in a park, and it is what it says it over here. It is a Santa Fe 2546. Yeah, Santa Fe 2546 locomotive.
yeah. Oh yeah. Anything that was Santa Fe that was donated, that like cabooses and all that, that was before BNSF merged with Santa Fe.
Yep. So it's a Santa Fe, and it was they have a photo, and it's right next to the thing, and it was the locomotive. It is the front, and it is they had Walt Disney sign it right on the side, and it's still there to this day.
Yeah. Did you know people do visit the old Disney farm where Walt Disney grew up at?
Yeah,
uh, and people do sign on the wall of the barn.
I have my autograph there. I got to go to Marceline.
Yeah,
I loved it. You know, it's Disney, but it's unique. And if anyone has a chance to go to Marceline, do it. It is such an experience. It's small town America, but every single every single street, two times, every single it has a pole, and they fly the American flag every single day,
right.
year round. It's not just for Fourth of July or nothing like that. It's because remember, um, Marceline officially is the old time America city in the whole U.S.
My friend that I go with him to the Royals game um, will probably eventually go to the Negro League Museum in Kansas City, Missouri at 18th and Vine, and also go to on our own Thank You Walt Disney tour.
So, since I have been to not Walt, since I have been to Marceline, high points for me would be going to the barn. The barn is the where he was born in, and that is the barn that you got to sign the
Well,
autograph.
he wasn't born in Marceline. He was born in
He wasn't. He
Chicago.
was born in Kansas, but he grew up around the barn. They still have the tree that he always sat underneath and
Yeah.
drew his artworks in. That's when he was younger. He always drew. And they have in the museum, definitely go to the museum. It has the original Autotopia cars. Now, interesting fact, they put in Marceline, they put in a Autotopia track. It is the only ride that traversed from Disneyland over to Marceline. It's the only ride in a city that was made by Walt Disney that is not in a Disney park.
Oh, cool.
It doesn't run anymore. They still have the track. It's a cement walking track. But they have some of the cars still, and it's in the museum. They kept them preserved, but the engines just started to fall apart. Um, age caught up to them, so 1950s did catch up to them.
Yeah.
Yes, so that's one of the that's one of the neat things you can see at that park, and then also another big thing, the desk that Walt Disney, when he was in kindergarten, sat at, because remember kindergarten he switched. He went from Kansas City over to Marceline. So when he was in Marceline, they have the desk that Walt Disney sat at, and he etched his name into it when he was
Right.
in kindergarten.
Yeah, I seen Walt before Mickey when he did that. The teacher slammed the desk on his hands.
Yep, you don't do that.
Right, but then
They also
but then
have they
I
have
I
the
like it.
original. He made 3D dioramas of Disneyland before it was open. They have them at that museum.
Oh, cool.
They have the original dioramas for when, and you get to see them in Walt Around the World, or the TV show he had. He showed the dioramas while he was in Disneyland, planning out how to make it in Disneyland.
Okay.
Whatever that show was called, I don't remember very well. I don't remember watching that show.
You take care, Dave.
Another big thing for people,
You're welcome, Dave.
if you go to the kindergarten that he went to, you get to see one of the original poles that they used in the Olympics when Walt Disney was the host.
Ooh, cool.
Yeah, they moved it over to Marceline. Yeah,
Yeah.
it is
Yeah.
tall. I 3 to 4 stories tall. It's huge all the way up.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. What do you recommend when it comes to me going to Disney and Universal in Orlando?
Universal is always really popular, but if they go to either one, okay, so let me think. It's always really cool to look at Disney World because there's like certain things in every park that's always special. It's not the original Disneyland, but Disney World, it has the Epcot ball is really popular to look at, especially with the projections on it at nighttime. And I heard that the Carousel of Progress, as of recently, as in like today and yesterday, is going to have a Walt Disney animatronic at the very beginning. They're updating the Carousel of Progress after 30 years.
And I heard that the Disney family didn't like the idea of Walt Disney being a animatronic.
That's the original one, and it's there, and it's already in the Hall of Presidents. And I recommend also looking at that. It's so neat to see. But you have to remember when the Hall of Presidents first opened, which was not in Disney, it was at the World's Fair in New York. I don't remember the year that they did that with Disney, but it was
Yeah.
also the same year that they pushed out It's a Small World, Hall of Presidents. There was like an Autotopia kind of a ride system that they had going on, and some others, which also meant the Epcot ball was also there too.
Right.
But then they made it a little bit bigger, quite a bit bigger, and moved it over to Epcot afterwards. So
Yeah.
this is 1976, if I remember the exact date.
Yeah.
Disney World did open in 1974, so that seems about right, I think.
I do know that Walt Disney World originally opened in 1971.
Oh, 71. Sorry. I thought it was 74. Yeah.
71. Um, but I think it's like within a few months of opening, Roy passed away.
Oh, yeah.
So we had our picture taken, like in front of the partner statue, and then we also had our pictures taken um, at the bench at the south end of Main Street with Minnie Mouse and Roy
Oh, very
statue.
cool.
When they did mine, I had to hold my hand to where that way I was holding Tinkerbell.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah, that was with the photo pass.
Yeah. Yeah, I like how they do that now, where you can put old photos into photos that you take. So, yep.
Yeah,
I know they
but
did recently put out one for Ep- Epcot, and it was for Women's History Month. That's this month. And it was, if I remember correctly, Mary Blair's "It's a Small World" characters were in it.
yeah, when I
That
go
was
when I when I go to Florida, it'll be off peak season in February.
okay.
That way, you have low wait times because the kids will be in school.
Yes, that in a way, yeah. I'm going in. Let me think. Disneyland for me. My next trip is Disneyland. That's
Yeah,
in August of this year. I am going to 2 trips this year, officially 3. Um, so Disneyland, August, late August to be exact, and it is because I'm going to D23 Expo in Disneyland this year.
if you ever go to Disneyland in 2028, I want to let you know that you should try to avoid downtown LA and the Coliseum because they're going to have the Olympics, Summer Olympics there, and
Yeah.
you probably it depends on where you're at in that area. You may have to take the 405 to Anaheim.
Well, I don't really. Weirdly, yes, it's my home resort. I drove in there once, but I did not drive there myself. It was my dad who drove because I was 9,
Yeah,
8, 8 years old. That's the only time I've driven down there. It's always been you fly in and you get an Uber or Lyft or a taxi, and
and
they
they'll
drop you off.
they'll be aware of what route to take
Yeah,
to avoid
exactly.
the Olympic Village.
Yeah, I never really used the parking lot. We don't rent a car there that much for us. So, yeah. We
Yeah,
might because D23 is off Disney property, but it's right next door, really. It's right
right.
across the street is where they do the D23 Expo, but they also try and do the convention center for 1 to 2 days. And that's usually when in August when they try to promote who makes it into the list of um, nominations. They call it. I think last year was Joe Road, if I remember correctly. That or 2 years ago was Joe Road. That was epic. So I get to try to experience that, which will be really cool.
Yeah,
No, 2 years ago was Joe Road. Last year it was in Disney World, but it was oh what is his name? He did the main voice and the main acting for Anakin, Star Wars.
um, I do know for Darth Vader it was um um
I don't remember his name. He's very famous,
yeah.
but original actor for Anakin.
I remember Earl James Jones was the voice of Darth Vader in
Yes, he was the late great Earl Jones, which he's not here around anymore, but his iconic voice will live on forever. There's no one else like him, really. So
but the only now the popular voice for voiceover we have now is Morgan Freeman.
yeah, he's been around
And
about
I
30.
remember when Morgan Freeman was on the Electric Company with Rita Moreno and Bill Cosby.
Yep, that was fun. I remember that a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah.
I also
Well,
remember some of the original skits that oh, what is his name? That he did for SNL a long time ago when he first started.
yeah.
So I heard this year. I know a little bit. One of the big people that is getting nominated this year for the D23, I heard is going to be number one, Josh Gad. We love Josh Gad, by the way. He's been in a
Yeah,
lot of.
Olaf.
Olaf is one. He's also was Lifu in the live action. So Gaston's henchman. That was Josh Gad, both of them. So
Didn't Lucy Liu did some work for Disney? Lucy Liu do some voiceovers.
I think so too. Yeah,
It seems like she was a voiceover within Mulan. No, yeah, Mulan. Yeah, Mulan. I don't know what role she did voice for.
yeah. In Mulan, let me figure that out. So she was a Princess Lee in Mulan 2.
Oh, okay.
She wasn't the main character, but she was the princess.
Right.
Yeah. And that's the anime. There has not been a Mulan 2 live action, but it's the animated film Mulan number 2, where they travel to the different city, if I
Right.
remember correctly. Mulan tries to protect the princess, which is Lucy Liu, from people that are trying to get her, and
And
before she
they're also coming out with Cars 5.
5.
Yep, Cars 5.
Now, if you want a lot of really cool history, like inside, behind the
No,
scenes,
it's not. It's not Cars 5. It's Toy Story 5 is what I'm
Toy
thinking
Story
of.
5, Toy Story 5, Incredibles 3, Monsters Inc. 3, and I think there's one other new one that's coming out too. Zootopia 3, probably.
They just came out with Zootopia 2 a while back. Yeah, that
They'll
it's
promote
already
another
been
one.
on Disney Plus.
And they haven't said anything, but I highly expect Moana 3 also.
Right.
Yeah, they haven't said anything on that one though. They
And
also
Moana
they
2
had
has already been
recently.
Moana Moana 2 has been on Disney Plus too.
Yes, and later this year we get to see Moana live action.
Oh,
First,
cool.
so that will be with Dwayne the Rock Johnson as
That's
the
Maui.
yeah
Maui.
as Maui the god or demigod. Sorry,
Demigod.
yes,
He
that
was a
demigod.
demigod.
And then there is some people there that are going to make appearances. One of them being it's his first acting job for Disney, but he was the American Idol winner 3 years ago and from Hawaii. And what is his name? He's going to make a guest appearance in the movie of Moana, the live action.
You know,
He lives in Hawaii. So that narrows down to one person. I just don't remember his name.
you know, you
Searched
know.
it all the way up. I remembered it. I Am Tongi, if I remember correctly,
Oh,
is going
okay.
to be in that movie.
Yeah. You
His
know,
first,
Moana is about Polynesians.
yes, it is. But for Disney, Polynesian and Hawaiian they're kind of very closely related. They're kind of almost the
Actually,
same in a way.
actually, actually, Polynesians are the ancestor to Hawaiian natives.
Yep, they are. The only way that Hawaiian culture changed was because it was also owned by Japan for a long time, and then also had its independence, and now is owned by the U.S.
Right.
So that's the only reason that it has a different taste to it. It's because they had Japanese influence for the longest time.
Yeah. And
Before Pearl Harbor, there was mostly Japan, but America. It was a little bit American before that, but not by much.
yeah.
Before her Pearl
And then
Harbor.
I and then I'm still looking forward to visit my cousin and go to those parks, Disney and Universal, and also to the Kennedy Space Center.
Yep, I think the most amazing one, in my opinion, everyone does Disney World. Everyone does, Universal, SeaWorld. If you're really into that, I am. I like animals to a point, a lot really. So I love SeaWorld's kind in a way too.
I might go to SeaWorld and Legoland in the 2029 trip.
Okay, but it's an experience getting to see the Kennedy Space Center. Look up on their website when before you go, and hopefully you can see if they have a either a
Rocket
SpaceX or
Oh,
a NASA launch
oh, NASA launch. Okay.
or NASA launch, yeah, or SpaceX.
Well, yeah. Um, when you're at that
I got to
two
see
mile
I got to see one of them. It was a SpaceX, I believe 3 is what the one I got to see.
Yeah, the way I understand it is when you're at the spectator area, about 2 miles away from the launch pad, when that rocket goes up, you can feel the vibration in the ground.
You feel it 2,000 miles away, roughly.
2 miles away, yeah.
Yeah, 2 miles away, roughly. Yeah, 2 miles away. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that
You
would be
see
an
it, you feel it.
experience.
You feel air pushing towards you when you're sitting there.
It would probably be a warm air since
Yep.
it's fire.
Yep. Well, it's just air pressure. The heat has dispersed since the 2 miles that it traveled to get to you, but at least you feel the air. It's really cool.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, they have the
Another cool
Johnson.
thing that NASA or SpaceX started to do, they have for the turbines that split off and they fall to the ground.
Yeah.
They move them. They don't fall off all the way, and they maneuver them to land on top of a barge.
Yeah,
They don't
upright.
splash into the ocean anymore.
Right. They land upright.
They land upright on the barge. The barge is not manned by any people. It is an unmanned barge that moves exactly to where it needs to go.
Right.
It's so cool.
Yeah, it sounds cool. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
cool. I, I could talk about that forever, but you can also sit inside of some of the original or older um, replicas of what they have for spaceships, which is really cool. There's the
Yeah.
first, second, and third generation Apollos that you can sit inside also.
Yeah.
So just seeing all the Apollo, all the information they have on NASA, the early years, mid, and later years. Um, they have all that information. The space race is so cool to look at all the different information they have that they collected over the years.
Yeah.
So
I think the U.S. and Russia started it off with satellites at first, and
yep,
Russia with their Sputnik.
Sputnik, and then Travergin. Now,
Yeah.
Travergin, they thought had a warhead in it, so the U.S. stopped the first one and second one from going up, but it did not. It was just it was like Sputnik.
Right.
But that was the coal. That was the era that they thought they had warheads in them. So
The International Space Station's going to be coming close to being decommissioned and needs to be
yep,
replaced.
yes, it is. Not very many people know this, but they are building a third stage to send off rockets. It's going to be in Seattle area, right next to, or kind of close to the Boeing field, because Boeing is now the official contributor for SpaceX. They build the parts.
Oh, okay.
So if they build the parts, they would not have to move very far to get to that one. Now there is one in Texas, if I remember correctly. Texas has a pretty big airfield for spaceships to launch from.
Down there in Houston is the Johnson Space Center.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty much a museum now,
Yep.
where you
So
can actually see where mission control was at.
yep. And the so-called spaceship of the future that SpaceX is building, that is going to be for going to Mars, if they were talking about it, it's getting built in Seattle. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, and that should be the new platform that they're making also.
Did you know that Seattle's not the air capital of the world, but Wichita, Kansas is?
Yeah, Wichita, Kansas is.
Because it got a lot of planes.
Airlines that go through there are the most airlines that go through a city. The most would have to, I think, is either Wichita, which is pretty high up there, or Chicago is really high. But a lot of people know that Chicago is bad winds, so they don't try to go through there. But it's still a large amount of airfield goes through there, airlines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Since Wichita's airport would be real close to the Boeing in Wichita, some aircraft, well, like Lockheed, or I think Lockheed's in Wichita too. There's
Yeah.
quite a bit of airplane manufacturing in Wichita.
Yep.
I have an uncle down there that retired from
Yep.
one of the
And but the one of the biggest ones, it's not as big as it used to be. Seattle's Boeing Field had to make some cuts at one time because they had altercations with some of their airplanes not working as well as they should. You probably heard about it. So for some of the flights, electrical issues, things like that. But
Yeah, I think Boeing got
yeah,
back into Wichita again.
yeah, they're in Wichita still, but that's not their main factory. That's
Right.
Seattle. Seattle has a bigger factory than Wichita for Boeing only.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
I know a few of my family members that work at Boeing. So
Yeah.
yeah.
The aircraft that I've flown on in 2022 was a 737 700 series and 737 800 series.
I've flown on both of those. They're really cool. I've done a lot of flying because I used to have a home in two different states, which was Washington and New York. I had a home in New York for about a year.
I wouldn't be surprised if my next trip to go down to visit my cousin, I would not be surprised if the aircraft I go on would be a 737 MAX 8.
Yep, they're pretty popular. It all matters on what service you use. The Max 8 is used primarily by, if I remember correctly, Alaska and Southwest. And if I remember correctly, there's another big one that uses the Max.
Southwest just started adding the MAX 8.
Yeah.
Which of course I see right outside the jetway. There's these markings. It'll tell you which 737s will park where in order for the door to be aligned with the jet bridge.
Yep.
And
Alaska Airlines is another big one for Washington State.
yeah,
It got started over here.
yeah,
So
yeah, and it's been over an hour now, and we're going to say goodbye to what's your closing statement on your show?
Well, keep watching what I do. I try to go live quite a little bit on Bloom N Cheeza, but I try to do live more on my sister / partner channel, which is Park and Eat. So please do keep an eye out on them, and we talk about food that is a Disney World. Mostly, we do touch on Universal and SeaWorld also at times. But look for new videos that will be soon to be coming out on my my Bloom N Cheeza channel. Roughly about 2 weeks, I'm going to start them up again. And my two big plans for this year is 2 trips, which is August Disneyland, D23. That's early September, which is my birthday, is September 1st. So that will be a birthday trip also. And then November, I am going to Disney World. October, I'm going to Disney World with a friend of mine, a family friend, and my sister. And we're going to go to all the parks, and then we're going to go on to Disney Cruise Line for 4 days. We're going to do a DCL cruise, and that will be exciting. I believe it's the Disney Wish, if I remember correctly. So I'll make videos for all of that. So look up in the next few months, and I'll try to get more videos.
Have a magical evening and a great big beautiful tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Welcome to the BDF Show. We talk about various things like Disney, Universal, both theme parks and entertainment.